What is up, guys? Eric here with Team Eccentric, and I'm bringing you guys a new and updated Mermail deck list as of April going into May. So this deck, this particular list, I ended up taking to a locals and I went undefeated. It definitely makes me kind of reconsider some of the ways that I've been building the deck, especially in regards to cards like the first Penguin, which I definitely still have my gripes with, though the card definitely performed. It performed very well today, so I'm not even going to complain about it. You guys will see that in the weekly local series. I will be posting my games as soon as I get them edited and rendered. So the deck, it just performed. It did really well, and I'm really happy with the build. And I also found ways on other Mermail deck profiles and other videos that allow me to justify playing the synchro material, or the synchro monsters that are the search targets with Penguin. And that's something that I really kind of struggled with, was not being able to summon those monsters made it feel really awkward, because then you'd be wasting 2 extra deck spaces. But having routes to get those monsters out and actually utilize them for something is really kind of what I wanted to do. And that makes me feel a little bit better about playing the Penguin, even if I do get drolled. So, yeah, all beside the point. We'll get right into the deck profile. This one's going to be short and sweet, because I did do my deck profile from the regional, and this is just kind of just showing the alterations that I made. So, obviously, we're playing triple Neptibus the Atlantean Prince, triple Atlantean Dragoons, triple Abyss Rhine, double Poseidra, 1 heavy infantry. Pretty standard for the Atlanteans. Triple Mermail Abyss Teus, triple Mermail Shadow Squad, double Mermail Abyss Pike, and then the honorary Mermail / Atlantean triple first Penguin. Honestly, the card did overperform quite a bit as a secondary starter and as a way to get into Dragite very, very quickly, which can be relatively good if your opponent has Imperm and they Imperm your Neptibus. Though, I mean, obviously, Imperm never has really affected Neptibus too badly, but getting the full resolution of its effect without getting Imperm feels nice. So, you can go right into Dragite and go that route. Then for the excess waters, for the extra waters, we have Moon Glacia, 1 Deep Sea King Coelacanth, 1 Deep Sea Minstrel, 1 Gluttonous Reptolphin Grethus, 1 Butterfly Fish, and 1 Testudo Erot Newman, the Floodgate. So this is the standard fish lineup with the Coelacanth. And then for the non-engine, standard stuff: triple Fua, triple Perulia, triple Ash, triple Imperm, triple Impulse. So standard stuff. I can't wait to get the Platinum Secret Impulses, as well as the QCR of all the squads, the Rhines, and the Poseidras. They're going to be on their way soon. Now that I'm fully recovered from my surgery, I can finally return to work. So that's going to be nice to film deck profiles with moving forward once they all arrive. Now for the extra deck, we have the Mermail King Neptibus, obviously, Mermail Abyss Glacia. I know a lot of people don't really play Mermail Abyss Glacia, but I like it because it allows you to link summon under Testudo and create another way to send cards from your hand to the grave during your opponent's turn, as well as if it's destroyed by battle or card effect by your opponent, you can send something for cost from your deck to the grave, send any water monster, and then target a water monster in your grave and revive it in defense position. So you can even summon what you sent. So if Testudo or something like that, it allows you to revive cards that can apply pressure on your opponent, which I think is pretty crazy. And we have the 1 Marantis Anemone, obviously. It's just part of the combo. 1 Poseidra Abyss, the Atlantean Dragon Lord. We all know what this card does. This card is absolutely nuts. 1 Mermail Abyss Gaios. I actually put in a lot of work at locals. It's pretty decent. 1 Abyss Trites, the Monster Reborn, and 1 Laverger Dragon to add cards back, which allows us to play under Droll a lot more effectively. So that's it for the Xyz monsters. Pretty standard. And for the synchros, we are playing a relatively larger synchro lineup. So we have Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, obviously for hand ripping. 1 Ravenous Crocker Dragon Archithus. This is in case the Trishula line is not relevant, or in case we want to build a big board with a little bit more spot removal. The Ravenous does that, as well as it digs us deeper into our deck. Then we have 1 Adamant Spade Arisen Dragite. This is Spell Trap Negate. 1 Cradle Dragon. This is one of the search targets with Penguin. one Deep Sea Prima Donna. This is one of the, this is the card that gets you to your Testudo lock. One White Aura Monasteros, which revives a fish, gets you into your main combo line. One White Aura Porpoise. So this is actually in here because in order to get to the full board, you need to synchro into a level 6 and then revive the Gluttonous, and then synchro into 9 with the Porpoise and the Gluttonous, which allows you to go into the Croc Dragon Archithus, and that gets not only nets you a draw, but also gets you a disruption in terms of spot removal, and that also there's a combo that you can end on a board of Dragonite, Prima Donna, Gaios, Crocker Dragon, King Neptibus, and Testudo. So like that's kind of the goal. And then one Deep Sea Repetitor because of the fact that it is the surge target for Dragoons with Penguins. So now that's it for the extra deck. Fairly standard stuff. And then for the side deck, I feel like the side deck performed very well at locals. And I feel like if I would have brought this list to the regional, it probably would have been at least slightly better. So we're playing double Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. This card is actually nuts this format, I think, because you have decks like Sky Striker running around. You have decks like Branded, which if they leave, if you can imperm their Ecclesia of the Black Dragon and then tribute it off, like that. I mean, the card it can do a lot, and the fact that it's a water is even more relevant. Then we have double Droll. Obviously, it's Droll and Lockbird. Then we have double Deep Sea Minstrel. I was considering cutting one Minstrel for a Deep Sea Diva so that the Repetitor could be utilized in the most optimal way, but I think two Minstrels fine. Then we play one Warlock of the Ice Barrier for the anti-spell fragrance. And then last but not least, for the monsters inside, we do play one Mirror Mage of the Ice Barrier. I know that sounds a little weird, but there's a line where you can get into the Great Old Dragon using this. So going second, you're going to send your Poseidra, or you're going to use Poseidra, you're going to detach to send the Mirror Mage for cost. You're going to bounce, non-target bounce, whatever. If you can get another monster in your field, you're going to link the Poseidra and that other monster into Coral Anemone, and then Poseidra's going to trigger. You're going to discard a card and then revive 3 level 3 or lowers. So you're going to make Trishula, and then the Coral Anemone will revive the Mirror Mage. You're going to use the Mirror Mage to tribute the Trishula, create 3 level 1 tokens, and this gains 1 level per token that you create, so that becomes level 5. Synchro for 8, and you can make either Dragite or you can make Great Old Dragon, and if you make Great Old Dragon, you're popping another 4 cards. So in that particular line, you're clearing like 10 or 11 cards maybe, including cards from hand or grave. So like that's absolutely crazy, right? So I think that also justifies playing the Penguins a little bit more, because at least we can summon the targets that we use in order to send, or in order to reveal, so that we can search. Then we're playing triple anti-magic arrows. I think this card is pretty solid because we don't really do back row in this deck as much. And we play one Call by the Grave because obviously it stops Molcharmy, stops Droll, stops Ash, etc., etc. And then last but not least, 3 evenly matched as your more optimal board breaker. This is just for back row. This is for pretty much everything, right? So that is it for my Mermail deck profile as of April going into May. The deck went undefeated at locals, and I think this build is definitely better. I think the first Penguin is a good card, and I have been testing it, and to be honest with you, I think I'm going to keep it in. It's a little bit weird sometimes, and it can like lower the amount of resources that you keep in your hand, but I think for what the card does, getting you to your Dragoons or your Teus, it can be really good. It's just a matter of whether or not you get drolled. But at that point, if your opponent had droll, they were going to win anyway, more than likely. Unless you open Neptibus, in which case you normal summon Neptibus, send Dragoons, add Rhine anyway, so droll wouldn't matter in that scenario regardless. But yeah, so that's the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I really appreciate the views you guys give us. I'm going to be taking another deck next week, and this time officially taking another deck next week. I have a few different lists that I've got together. So I have White Forest as a Mina. I have Rescue Ace that I can put together. I still have Primite Blue Eyes together. I have DDDs together. So there's a lot of decks that I could be playing. But this was going to be probably my Mermail list moving forward. So yeah, Eric here, Team Eccentric, and I'm signing out.